Just a quick reminder to get your foot soak bucket and rinse water if you haven't done so already, as we're going to be starting here shortly. Greetings and welcome everyone to the 15th day of Let's Meditate Together, an online meditation program brought to you by Sahaja Yoga. My name is Mark. I'm going to be your MC tonight. I live up in Washington State near the Canadian border. And today's program is going to last about an hour. It's going to have 2 guided meditations, live music, and a 10-minute talk by Shri Mataji, the founder of Sahaja Yoga. Our programs are always free, and they are recorded for your convenience in case you miss a session, would like to repeat a session, or would like to share these programs and experience with friends or family. Yesterday's program was on the heart and how to become the spirit. And today, we're going to move up one chakra from the heart up to the throat area for the next chakra, the Vishuddhi, which is how it's said in Sanskrit. And we're going to talk about the qualities and how to clear that chakra today. So let's go ahead and meet our presenters and musicians. Great, welcome everybody.
Hey, Mark.
Hey.
Hello, Mark.
Hi.
Hey,
Mark. Tracy. Hi, musicians. So Tracy, maybe you could start and just give a quick introduction of yourself.
Hello, my name is Tracy. It's such an honor to be here this evening. And I live in Southern Florida. I'm a mom and a grandmother, and my greatest joy is in sharing Sahaj meditation with others.
Thank you, Tracy. And Steve, how would you like to introduce yourself and maybe tell us a little bit more about what you do when you're not meditating?
Sure, Mark. So yeah, my name is Steve. I also live in South Florida, not too far away from where Tracy lives. And when I'm not meditating, I work in finance, which is not a very meditative occupation. So this is really, really important to me to kind of de-stress from that world. I also spend some time playing music. And the main thing in my life really is meditating. The most fulfilling thing I know is to meditate and to share it with others. So very happy to be here.
Great, thanks, Steve. Thanks for being with us tonight. So Kathy and Julie are musicians. Maybe you could introduce yourselves, maybe talk about your music a little bit and what you're going to be sharing with us tonight.
Okay, sure. Hi, my name's Kathy, and this is Julie. And we're here. We're part of the band called Somewhere in the Middle. And we have another band member that plays with us. She plays the vina. She's not here tonight. But tonight we're going to be playing some songs about the Vishuddhi. And so we'll tell you a little bit more about those songs later. But my name is Kathy, like I said, from Chicago, and my profession is an engineer. So like Steve, it's a little challenging to stay in a meditative state doing that profession. But Sahaja Yoga, I've been doing for about 10 years now, and it has literally saved me, and allowed me to stay healthy and balanced and work and be a good mom at the same time. So very thankful for everything that Shri Mataji has taught us.
Mm-hmm. Great. Thanks, Kathy.
And my name is Julie. As Kathy mentioned, we're both from Chicago. We live about 10 minutes away, so it makes it really convenient to get together and play music together. We met through meditation. I've been meditating about the same amount of time as Kathy, a little over 10 years. Again, it's changed the way I live my life, really brings me into a more peaceful and balanced state on a daily basis. And it also affects our music as well. We tend to be a little bit more creative and cohesive in our music together, and we enjoy creating music for the purpose of meditating and for programs involving meditation. So it's brought double joy to our lives because of that. Kathy will be playing the guitar tonight, and as you can see, I'll be playing the piano. So look forward to it.
Great. Thank you, Kathy and Julie, and we look forward to seeing you somewhere in the middle. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to Tracy, and she's going to walk us through our first guided meditation tonight. Thanks, Tracy.
Thank you, Mark. So welcome everybody to this evening where we get to learn a little bit and hopefully experience as well about this incredible energy center that we have at the base of our throat called the Vishuddhi Chakra. And it is one of the more complicated chakras. It has 16 petals and quite a few qualities. And we're going to see a screen slide now that offers us a little bit of insight into a few of the qualities of this beautiful center that exists within us. So we can see here that it can be felt on the forefinger on both of our hands, and that some of the innate qualities of this center, when it blossoms and grows healthy and strong within us, include self-worth, our dignity, diplomacy, speaking sweetly and speaking in a way that touches and is pleasing to the spirit in another person. Detachment, which is our ability to witness, to step back from a situation and watch it without reacting, and thereby getting a different perspective that allows us to be in touch with our spirit and more capable of responding to the situation in a healthy and an effective way. And then the last one that's listed here, but no, by no means the last one, because there are many other qualities, is feeling oneness with everyone, feeling one with the divine, feeling one with our spirit. So hopefully tonight, we're going to now switch gears. We're going to foot soak, and we're going to see if we can bring a little bit more of those qualities, awaken them within us, nurture them, help them to grow stronger. And one thing I'd like to say about this beautiful center is that it's all there placed within us. It's nothing that we have to do on our own or figure out or try with an effort to create within ourselves. These qualities are innate. They are there. They are present. And it's just in the meditation that they begin to blossom within us. And we can meditate on them, we can pray, and we can also awaken them with the use of what we learned when I was honored to be with you last time, which is the bandhan. So last time that I was here, we learned how to give the vibrations to our energy centers, and we're going to do that tonight. So I'm moving my hand in a clockwise manner, and we'll work on the left Vishuddhi Chakra, the right Vishuddhi Chakra, and the center Vishuddhi Chakra, okay? And there's so much that can be said about this center. One of the blessings that's important to be aware of is that it is the chakra responsible for helping us feel the vibrations on our hands, the different energy centers, perhaps when they are not in the healthiest state, they inform us, and this information comes to us because of this connection, because we become one with this divine power, and it communicates with us. And that communication, that rapport that we develop is nurtured and expressed and felt through this center. So let's go ahead now and let's give a bandhan in a clockwise manner to the foot soak water to give it the positive charge so that it can remove any of the impurities within us. We're giving it the vibrations using our hands, which are the mechanism by which we transmit the vibrations that flow through our Vishuddhi Chakra. Very good. Let's put our feet in. Hopefully we've already put the salt in and we have a rinsing water and towel beside us, so we'll be ready to rinse when we're done. Very good. All right, so now that we've put our feet in the water, before we raise and tie up our energy, let's bring both of our hands towards the Mother Earth, and let's ask her silently within to please bring us into balance. Mother Earth, please help me come into balance by removing any of the impurities in my left channel, my right channel, and my center channel. We'll bring our right hand on our lap and we'll lift our left hand towards the sky, so you can see here, which is pointing backwards over my left shoulder. We can close our eyes and let the heat escape from our right side, bringing our attention to the top of our head. Allowing our right channel to come into balance. Let's do the same now with our left hand, allowing the left channel to clear by putting our right hand one more time towards the Mother Earth. Asking Mother Earth to please clear our left channel so that we can be stationed in the center channel. We can also here ask Mother Kundalini, please awaken within me. Please rise within me and connect me with the all-pervading universal power. So with that pure desire, let's now go ahead and raise our energy. We've learned how to do this, moving the right hand around the left hand rises with the palm facing us to the top of our head, and we can tie a knot. And let's do that again. Tie the knot twice. And the third time, 3 times. We'll put ourselves in the protection of our bandhan. Seven times. Very good. Now let's lift our hands up off of our lap. We can close our eyes. Can bring our attention to our hands. We can ask our Mother Kundalini to please nourish and open the Vishuddhi within me so that I can feel the state of my own subtle system. We'll see if one hand feels heavier, warmer, more active, cooler, lighter, calmer. Let's take some time now to nurture some of the qualities of the Vishuddhi Chakra within ourselves. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to work on the right Vishuddhi, and we will give a bandhan here, moving our hand clockwise. And you can watch to see me demonstrating this. And as we give a bandhan, The bandhan has the capacity to transmit the vibrations that flow through us to the energy center to help nourish it, and at the same time, emit or release any of the blockages that may be pressing on the center. And we'll take those impurities and offer them to the foot soaking water. So here, let's go ahead now and close our eyes as we give vibrations to this center. And this right Vishuddhi center helps us to be detached and to witness. This is witnessing the play of the divine, the life, also called the Leela. So we ask our Mother Energy, please establish the witness state within me. The center also helps us to be diplomatic, to speak in a way that is pleasing to the spirit, to our spirit and to the spirit in others. So let's ask here as well, please help me to develop the sweetness in communicating with others, the kindness of my spirit. Let that flow through my attention, my voice, even my glance. And again, we can offer the blockages within the right Vishuddhi Chakra to the water. Let's move over to the left side now. The left side is the center of our self-worth. And when we, for the first time, awaken our Kundalini, as we did at the first day, with Shri Mataji leading us through the process, here we said to ourselves, I am not guilty. And Shri Mataji often has a special emphasis on the importance of us being pleasantly placed towards ourselves. And again, let's clear this center, throwing any impurities that are released by the bandhan into the foot soak water. We don't have to think about it. Any mistakes we've made in the past. Here we learn to be honest with ourselves, correcting our mistakes. And if we ever come across a situation where we're just not feeling satisfied with how we handled the situation, we meditate on it and we ask our spirit, our Mother Kundalini, the divine power that we're connected to please show us how to correct ourselves, how to correct the mistakes that we've made. We can accept here that it's to our benevolence to be patient with ourselves. Let's move to the center Vishuddhi. One of the qualities of this center is being part and parcel of the whole. So here we have the desire to open ourselves up to the divine power. And let's remove any impurities from this center into the foot soak water. I want to be connected, to be one to have a harmonious rapport with the divine power. Mother, please make me part and parcel of the whole. Let's bring our hand back on our lap now. And let the attention rise to the top of the head. Keep our eyes closed. We want to feel our connection. We can affirm, I am part and parcel of the whole. This gives us the recognition of our own importance as a realized soul. It helps us accept ourselves, appreciate ourselves, enjoy ourselves, and take ourselves a little lightly, with a little humor. And as Linda reminded me in a conversation earlier today, being playful with ourselves and with others. Allowing our Mother Kundalini to rise, to bring the joy of our spirit into the Vishuddhi, which brings a smile to our face, to our eyes, and to our attention. So let's now, hopefully everyone is feeling a little bit more joyful and pleasantly placed towards themselves, feeling that sense of self-worth and valuing ourselves. Let's rinse our feet and dry them off and put the bucket aside. We can clear it, remove the bucket of the foot soap water after the session is over. Let's take 1 minute now, before we listen to Shri Mataji's talk, to once again bring our hands a few inches up off of our lap. Open the hands fully, relaxed but wide open. Feel ourselves open up as well. Bring the attention to the top of the head. Perhaps we feel a little bit more a state of receptivity, where over time, as we continue meditating, we will learn how to trust, how to rely upon, how to be guided by this connection that grants us the state of collective consciousness, the quality of our Vishuddhi Chakra, being one with the whole. and being receptive to the information that the divine wants to communicate to us. We'll learn how to use this energy center better and better over time. We have to be patient with ourselves and with the process. So we'll listen to, hopefully we do feel an improvement in the vibrations or in the state of our inner being. And we'll try to maintain this state of witnessing, of dignity and detachment as we watch now Shri Mataji's talk.
I thought you are all realized souls already. How did you get them here? I don't know. Are they afraid of the Albert Hall or what? All right. So I think we can try that again. Just put your hands towards me like. Just take out my shoes. It's all right. You have to take out your shoes, that's all. Now, as I said yesterday, that another simple thing is that you have to forgive yourself. As it is, you know, it's a fashion to feel guilty for everything. I don't know how it has started, but to feel guilty. It's a fashion. Say sorry. Formerly, on the telephone, we used to say, I beg your pardon, all right? Nowadays they say sorry. Sorry for what? So this sorriness is too much. Now don't be sorry for anything here. You shouldn't feel sorry in any way. Don't feel guilty. You have done nothing wrong. Believe me, it's all nonsense that you must have read some novel or might have read some, I don't know what, that you have to feel guilty. You are not sinners by any chance. Take it from me. They are not sinners. It's all just money-making propositions, I think. To say you are all sinners, you give us money, so all your sins will be washed off. I don't know, they also give guarantee card, I'm saying. So all these gimmicks, you must understand. It has nothing to do with reality. So just in your heart, you believe me that you are not sinners. Not to feel guilty for small things. Our norms are so much that you can feel guilty for anything. Say you spilled coffee, finished. All your life you are bothered that I spilled coffee. I mean, coffee is to be spilled only. I don't understand. So these stupid, nonsensical norms that we have adopted are really responsible for creating this feeling of guilt within us also. Also, all funny ideas you read, the books you read and things you read, because you are on the way of righteousness. You are on the way of reality. So you start saying, oh my God, I did this. I should not have done it. It's all right, forget it. If you have done anything wrong, at that moment only, you should neutralize it. But don't carry the load all your life on your left Vishuddhi. It's a very dangerous thing, because you develop spondylitis. If not that, you can develop angina. So this is a very important center, and don't feel guilty for no fault of yours. So this is another very simple condition. And the third one is, as you forgive yourself for everything, you should forgive others also. Because yesterday I told you, whether you forgive or don't forgive, you don't do anything. But if you don't forgive others, then you are playing into wrong hands. So just say, I forgive everyone, which is very important. Because here people believe that how can I forgive? It's very difficult. What is difficult? Nothing. Just have to say, Mother, I forgive everyone. Finished. Once for all you say that, and you'll be surprised, this center will open out. Without these two centers opening up, the Kundalini cannot pierce through. So just help yourself with these two things, just in your heart you have to say. Now in your hands, just see, watch what's happening on your hands. As I told you yesterday, all these fingers are activated when you get your realization of vibrations. Because these are all centers of the sympathetic nervous system endings. And in these centers, what you find is that these are centers on the right hand side are for your physical and mental being. Left hand side are for your emotional being. So you can see these 5 centers, 6 and 7. This is the 7th center, which is here in the head, in the limbic area. So you have these 7 centers, and you start feeling on the 7 centers the vibrations, the divine power. To see that. Now one scientist in Russia, I told you yesterday, has found out through his calculations and mathematical things from my photograph that according to him I am the source of this cosmic energy. I don't know what to say, but whatever it is, you just feel it yourself on your fingertips. Just feel it. A cool breeze or a hot breeze would be coming in. Now, what's this signal? No one knows. All right. Put the right hand like this and put the left hand on top of the fontanelle bone area, through which the Kundalini pierces through. You can bend your head better. And now see for yourself if there's a cool or a hot breeze coming out of it. If it is hot, nothing to worry. That means some correction is needed, but maybe it might cool down just now. Put your right hand towards me, bend your head and see with your left hand. Not touch the head, keep it away and see for yourself. You can move your hand from left to right. If you are not forgiving yourself or others, there will be hot breeze coming in. But it should be cool breeze of the Holy Ghost. So now see for yourself. It's called as Ruh, or is called also as Param Chaitanya. Now put your left hand towards me. Now put down your head and see with your right hand now. Bend your head and see from your right hand. You can raise it, you can move it and see for yourself if there's a cool or hot breeze coming out of it. Once more, you put your right hand towards me and see with the left hand. All right. Now, please put both your hands towards me and watch me without thinking, just without thinking. You can do it without thinking. Yeah. Now, you can raise your both the hands towards the sky like this. Bend back your head and ask a question. Any one of these questions, 3 questions, ask one of them. 3 times in your heart. 3 times. You can ask, Mother, is this the cool breeze of the Holy Ghost? Second question, Is this the all-pervading power of divine love? Third question, is this the Param Chaitanya? Any one of these questions you have to ask only 3 times, that's all. Now take it down. All those who have felt cool or hot breeze on the fingertips or on the palms or out of the fontanelle bone area, please raise all your hands. See now. My God. See all of them. May God bless you. May God bless you. Bless you.
Okay, I hope everyone enjoyed that talk by Shri Mataji. We're going to sing a couple songs for you on the piano and guitar with voice as well. The first song we're going to play is called Home, and this is an original song that we created. It's called Home, and it has to do with the theme of the feeling of being home. And we have that feeling when we meditate because we're closer to becoming our true self, our true spirit. So it feels like we're arriving home. Okay.
To know the truth is what we seek. Realize is our destiny. Open your heart, let it in. Will heal, renew your purity, and bring you accept me and protect me on my way back home. Might sound like it might sound like namaste. It might sound like adi 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 shakti. It might sound like home. It might sound like namaste. It might sound like adi 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 shakti. Namaste. You accept me and protect me on my way back home. I see the truth in your eyes. I feel the love. Please realize it's in your heart. Have no doubt. You can start, let it out, and find your way back home.
Okay, and then we invite you to stay in a state of meditation while we're playing and just see how you feel. And keep your palms open on your lap, palms facing up. Continue to breathe. And if you have any thoughts at all, you can just say, not this thought, not right now. Or you can just say, I forgive this thought, I forgive these thoughts. And you can anchor your attention on the music if that helps you as well. The next song we're going to play is called Collectivity. And it's about the Vishuddhi Chakra, because the word collectivity means oneness. It means a group of people that have come together as one, as a collective. And so, when we meditate, we come a little bit closer to feeling our true self, our spirit, but we also feel a little bit closer to everyone around us. We feel the power of the whole. We feel that we are stronger as a whole than any one individual. And we wish to lift each other up with kind words. We wish to support each other, because by lifting each other up, we are lifting up ourselves as well, since we are all one. So here is our song called Collectivity.
Can you feel?
Can you feel collectivity?
Thank you for the beautiful music, which has really helped to open not only our Vishuddhi, but our hearts, that very heartfelt atmosphere that was created. So now let's bring our attention back inside. Let's close our eyes and keep our hands open. Let's just take a couple of deep breaths. And as we did before, we can take a moment to be aware of what we feel on our hands. Because again, the Vishuddhi really gives us that capacity to feel what's going on our hands, to feel all our chakras on our hands. So let's see if we feel that flow of cool or maybe warm. Let's just observe whatever it is that we feel on our hands for a moment. And let's now bring our right hand up to the top of our head. We can bend our heads a little bit forward. Let's press down and give ourselves a moment to become aware, to feel that spot where our hand is. And just very humbly from our hearts, let's ask inside, Mother, please rise within me. Please rise to open my seventh center, my sasrara. Please take me into meditation. And let's raise our hand up above the head and let our attention go into that space above the head, just to be aware of what we feel there. Let ourselves get anchored there, just being aware of that space above the head. And we can bring our hand back down in our lap. Just sit quietly for a moment. So now let's bring our right hand to our Vishuddhi. We can just place our right hand at the base of our throat. We can feel that area where our hand is. And for a few minutes, we will just nourish some of those qualities that we've talked about tonight. Qualities of the Vishuddhi Chakra. So let's ask inside, first of all, Mother, please awaken in me the respect for myself and the respect for others. Please awaken in me the respect for myself and the respect for others. And we just sit for a moment and allow our Kundalini to work. We can also ask, Mother, please allow me to feel my oneness with all of creation. Please allow me to feel my oneness with all of creation. And again, let's just let it work a little bit. And as our Vishuddhi begins to open and expand, our awareness expands. And it becomes our experience that we can feel the whole. We can feel this sort of majesty, this sort of grandeur of the vastness of the divine and of our spirit. So as we ask for the feeling of that oneness, let's also ask to feel our awareness expand. And as Tracy mentioned earlier, another quality of the Vishuddhi is the ability to be the detached witness. And that's a state. It's not an attitude. It's not a mental thing. But it's a state where we stand back and see everything that's going on. not in a dispassionate way, in a way where we feel compassion, we feel concern for the well-being of everyone. We can see it. And because there's that little bit of detachment, we can be effective in improving any situation, in helping to solve the problems. So let's ask inside, please awaken in me. Mother, please awaken in me the detachment and the witnessing state. Again, let's just let the Kundalini work a little bit on our Vishuddhi. Let's slowly bring our right hand back to the top of the head. We can bend our heads forward a little bit. We may feel, some of us may feel that from the top of the head, we can almost feel like it's resonating down through the whole body. This connection of the Kundalini passing through all the chakras. Let's slowly raise our hand up and feel the flow of the energy above the head. Let our attention go up there. You can also switch hands and feel above the head with the other hand. And just leaving our attention up there, let's bring the hand back down. We'll just sit for a minute or two in silence. So now, let's slowly, with good attention, really maintaining the meditative mood, let's raise our Kundalini together. And when we've finished, we can also do the Bandhan 7 times. Let's do it a little slowly and try to feel this energy that we're surrounding ourselves with. And when we've finished, we can open our eyes. And very nice to meditate with you all. Thank you. It's great to be here. I'll turn it back to Mark now.
Thank you, Steve. And thanks, Tracy and the musicians, for a really delightful program. Hope everyone enjoyed it as much as I did. And so this concludes the regular 1 hour portion of our program this evening. There is an optional agenda after this, but we're going to make a few announcements right now. Okay, so tomorrow, we're going to talk about the Sahaja Chakra. That's the one up here in the center of the forehead. And that's going to be the theme for tomorrow. And resources. So we do have an opportunity for you to request a mentor. And so this is somebody that you can work with one-on-one on a regular basis. I think we've had about 200 people apply so far, and I believe we've got about 80% matched up. So if you haven't received a mentor match yet, there's still coming, and we still have more mentorships, if you will, if people are still interested in that. You can also join our community in a WhatsApp group. The link for this is on our website, listed down at the bottom of the page. It's also, I believe it's in the chat window also. And so you can go there for the WhatsApp link. There's also the live links for Zoom and the live YouTube feed. Just keep in mind, if you do the YouTube feed, you can't get into a breakout room and ask questions in the chat window. So we also have the recorded programs. Tonight's program will be up later on tonight, and you can go through and look at them by day. There's also, for most of our programs, we have handouts that are arranged by day also, and sequentially. So if you wanted to get some more reference material, and sometimes it's helpful to see it and print some of the instructions. If you still have questions, you can, again, put those questions in the chat room right now. You can also type in chat a breakout room help to meet with a Sahaja Yoga teacher. If you have a personal question, you want to review something you heard tonight or a previous night that you're not really clear on, they can help you find some techniques for clearing your subtle system. And again, you can put your questions in the Zoom chat as well. Okay, so those of you that are going to call tonight, thank you for coming. Really appreciated having you here. This next section is going to be where the presenters share their experience about practicing Sahaja Yoga, and it's going to be themed on tonight's topic of the Vishuddhi and its qualities. And again, you can also join a chat room if you'd rather do that as well. So let's go ahead and bring our presenters and our musicians on screen here. Okay, welcome everybody. So we have some topics tonight. And the first topic we're going to take a look at is, what experiences have you had that helped you understand and integrate the qualities of the Vishuddhi Chakra in your life? And Tracy, we'll go ahead and start with you.
Thank you, Mark. So as we may have gathered, on the left side of the Vishuddhi is where we store guilt when we have made a mistake that we haven't yet dealt with and cleared out. And on the right side is where we sometimes lose our cool and get angry. So I lived in Pittsburgh, and we decided to participate in a festival, an international festival at the university. And it was a 4-day or 5-day festival every day from 10 till 3. And we had an opportunity to be there to share Sahaja Yoga meditation with students and faculty and staff. And we had a booth. So I went on day number 1, and we had a nice group of folks who met regularly to meditate and to share our Sahaj meditation with others in classes, in person. And the first day I went there, and many of the others who practiced the meditation either lived or worked or went to school in the neighborhood where the university was and where we were hosting this program. And day number 1 went by, and nobody came to help offer a realization and teach the meditation to those who were coming to learn. And so I was like, okay, day number 2, Tuesday. And yet again, I ended up there by myself. So that evening, I went home to have a foot soak, and I felt my right Vishuddhi finger quite strongly. And I felt also inside this irritation, and it grew, and it was getting stronger. And I realized I was getting really angry. I was upset with my friends and family members and others as part of the Sahaja meditation group in Pittsburgh that nobody had come to help. And at that moment, I started feeling my left Vishuddhi finger start tingling and paining me. And all the moment I thought, oh my gosh, my anger is making my brothers and sisters feel guilty. I was also feeling guilty that I got angry. And so in that meditation, I had to realize, if you don't want to do this, then don't do it. But if you want to do it joyfully, and do it because it's your desire to do it without expectations for others. So that moment was a real turning point. It was pivotal. I realized that it was my expectations that were beginning to, in the collective consciousness, and that anger within me, once again, was being felt in the collective consciousness by my brothers and sisters who were feeling bad. And at that moment, I just decided, I've got to get rid of this anger. I've got to stop feeling guilty about it. And if you want to go, Tracy, so the next day I went, and I was really looking forward to going. And it didn't matter to me whether anybody came to help or not. I was going to enjoy myself sharing this beautiful experience with other people. While I was there, I got a phone call from one of my Sahaj sisters, and she apologized. Tracy, I feel so bad. I really have been wanting to come. I just haven't been able to get away from work. Is it okay if I come today? I know it's a little late, but I'd like to come if it's okay. Absolutely, come on down. And the next thing you know, as that day progressed, more and more came, and they had apologized. And it was such a beautiful experience for me to learn that it was my anger that was making my other people feel guilty. And once I got rid of that guilt lifted, they could participate, and we could enjoy together. So I hope that gives a little bit of perspective on how we can really get rid of this anger and stop feeling bad about things, and help others vicariously by doing the work within ourselves, help them to also be able to let go of whatever guilt or anger they might be feeling in relationship to ourselves.
Thanks, Tracy. That's a really great story. I think at one time or another, we've all had that painful moment of introspection, but usually we wind up coming out the other side even better. So great story. So, Julie, how about you? Is there some life experience that you've had to help understand and integrate the qualities of Vishuddhi?
It is similar to Tracy's story in that it has to do with the feeling of anger. I'm sure everyone can relate to the feeling of having someone accuse you of something, or someone else gets angry at something that you may or may not have done, and you start to feel your blood boil, where you start to feel your level go from 0 and then to like 4 and 5, and before you know it, you feel like something is going to come out of your mouth and it's not going to be pretty. I had those experiences, but through Sahaja Yoga, over a long period and very subtly, those experiences have gone away. In this time in my life, I can say honestly that if someone tries to pick a little fight with me or, rubs me the wrong way with a comment, I can stay calm and cool and collected and not react to their anger. Because when you react, then you absorb that imbalance, you absorb their catch, and you didn't even, it wasn't even yours to begin with, it was theirs. That's how collective this experience is. And the other thing you realize too is that when there's anger out there or negative emotions that you don't want to experience and they're aimed at you, it's not so much that they're yours, even though they're aimed at you. It's really the other person's anger or the other person's fear or whatever. And so you just allow that person to have those without having you absorb them. So it's almost like you're putting up this shield, that witness shield, that you're not allowing that negative emotion to affect you and to come into your being. Because of this peaceful state that, we're used to feeling with the more and more we meditate. So that, I guess that would be my story, something very similar, very subtle, but it's probably the most profound way that Sahaja Yoga has helped me in my life is that very thing. Vishuddhi is very powerful.
Thanks, Julie. That's a very illustrative experience for sure. So we're going to move on to there's other principle that's been brought up about collectivity and part and parcel of the whole. And so, Kathy, I was wondering if you could, explain to us, what does that mean to you, collectivity and being part and parcel of the whole, and how has it worked in your life?
Sure. Well, the second song we sing tonight is really, the lyrics of that song are pretty much the answer to the question. So the lyrics are, Mother, we are one under the moon and sun. And I think that those lyrics pretty much, I wrote that song and those lyrics came to me spontaneously, but they're very deep and they're very moving. And I think that when we feel like, when we're truly collective, like at its core, at the absolute pure collectivity, we truly are one, and that's like the reality. And when we're on this earth, in this material world, and with our egos and superegos, so in our everyday life, sometimes we can't feel that feeling all the time. But as soon as we meditate, we can slowly slip into that state of reality, that we truly are one. And the more we meditate, the more we reach that state of meditation, we slowly elevate and ascend really to that state. And we feel that. And when we start to feel all the vibrations, and then we feel the love and the joy and, just everything, right? That's what that feels like to me, and that collectivity and that state of oneness.
Great explanation. Okay, so Steve, how about you? What is being part and parcel of the whole and collectivity mean to you, and has it had a way to work its way into your life?
Yeah, thank you, Mark. I think collectivity, for me, when I was starting to do this many years ago, the first thing that I noticed about collectivity is that when we meditate together, it's stronger. So that to me was the fundamental thing, is that collectivity means we're stronger together than we are individually. And it's so beautiful because when we meditate in a group all together, one person has a weakness on one chakra, but someone else has a strength on that chakra. So we're always sort of helping each other to strengthen what's weak. And it's just the collective result is, as a group, we're very powerful. We're very good, we're very strong. So the meditation is so deep when we meditate together. And of course, we meditate on our own as well, but I'm sure some of you out there have already discovered that meditating together is a very powerful thing. One of the things that a lot of us, maybe who are holding these classes, have experienced is meditating in very large groups at some large gatherings of people where maybe we're meditating with thousands of people. And I've experienced something so beautiful in those situations where, like, someone will say, let's bring our attention to, the Agya chakra, any chakra. But instead of bringing your attention there with a conscious movement of your attention, it just goes there by itself because the group is putting its attention there. It sort of goes to another level of really feeling like we're cells in one body. The other thing I just want to say about collectivity is we've learned since COVID that this works virtually, as you've all experienced. And it not only works virtually, within one country or, within a certain sort of geographical distance. I had the experience this morning of being on a call with about a dozen people where we meditated together and people were all over the world. There was someone in Africa, several people in Europe, there was someone in China, and we could feel each other's vibrations. We could feel the collective strength of being together, even though we were literally all over the world. So those are some really beautiful experiences.
Thanks. I think we've all come to know that the collective meditations are better for sure. So keeping to that topic, Steve, maybe you could lead us in a short, 1 or 2 minute collective meditation right now, so we can maybe feel what you're talking about.
Okay, sure. Let's just quickly go back into meditation. So let's open our hands, close our eyes. We can just bring our attention back up to the top of our head. Like we did before, we can put our hand there and let our attention just slowly settle there. And let's ask again, Mother, please let me be in meditation. Let me be in meditation. And let us all feel the collective strength, the strength of being together. Let us go deep into meditation. We can raise our hand up, bring our attention back above the top of the head, and then bring our hands down and just sit quietly for a minute. Mark, if you have more questions, feel free.
Yeah, I'm feeling a little bit in the witness state myself, but which kind of brings up one last topic if we'd like to share. So we've been hearing about witnessing and attachment through these programs, and maybe Julie, you could share, what does that mean to you, and how has witnessing detachment worked out in your life?
Yeah, it kind of goes back to the story I shared earlier because, when you are, watching the world as a play, it is easier to detach, right? So think of when you're watching TV and you're watching a drama or a story on TV, it's so easy to detach from those characters' dramas and woes and things like that. You don't get sad when you watch that. It's almost like that becomes part of what your real life is like. It's like watching it like you're watching a story. You know everything is going to work out in the most beautiful way. That's part of the Leela, is watching it, the play, the divine play of life. It's watching it from a detached standpoint, but in the longer that you practice Sahaj, the more you understand that there is a bigger power that is working everything out. And so everything does work out in the end in the most beautiful way, in a way that you can never plan or orchestrate on your own. So it's easier to watch the play in a detached manner when you start surrendering and letting go and watching how beautifully things work out.
Great, thank you for that. So Tracy, how about you? Has there been a moment where witnessing detachment came in handy in your life?
It's hard to think of just one. There are countless. I come from a family where debate and discussion and arguments were the norm, and where that kind of verbal repartee was valued, and so you learn to be fast and quick and respond and react, and so it took me a really long time to truly begin to develop this witness state and this sense of detachment that we're talking about here. And it just evolves in our meditation. It's developing the awareness of this connection, and the more and more of our energy, Kundalini, that rises, she anchors us in this state, in this balanced and centered and connected state, and we carry it with us. And so I could say, let's say it was my first time traveling in Europe. I had the 3 kids, and they were young, between the ages of like 6 and 11. And I was traveling with a dear friend and her son, and I'd never been there before. And we were sort of flying, going there on a wing and a prayer kind of a thing, without much preparation. We arrived in Paris and needed to get a train to Milan to get to the international summer camp that we were taking the children to. And we arrive at the train station, and the ticket agent just laughed and said, "Tickets have been sold out for months. There's nothing available." And all of a sudden, there's that tendency, and you could panic or become afraid, or, what are we going to do? And I said, okay, maybe you have a train through Nice or through, any number of different cities. And, just shook the head and said, we have a few seats available in 2 weeks, and the camp is starting tomorrow. So at that moment, we just, out of sheer dependency and trust and faith in the divine, we just put our attention, and with that prayer inside that, okay, I'm lost here, I need help. And just being in that state of witness and detachment. And I'm standing there, and the kids are there, and we're all just sort of standing there, but I'm staying in this state of detached witnessing. And for about 4 or 5 minutes, without saying a word, not asking this or that or the other thing. And meanwhile, the ticket agent is clicking and clicking and clicking and clicking away. And, quite a few minutes roll by. And the next thing he says is, here are your tickets. He handed me 6 tickets. The train leaves in 20 minutes on platform 4. You better run. So, things like Julie just said, they work out. When we put our faith and trust in and I mean, of course, it's not a blind faith or just some random trust. It's based in the state of being connected and recognizing it and feeling it, like Steve just led us through that meditation, where we can truly feel ourselves connected. And it's this rapport that we begin to trust and rely on and guides us. That's it.
Thank you, Tracy. And thank you, everybody, for sharing tonight. I think this brings us to the conclusion of our program tonight. And thank you all for leading and sharing. So you can
Thank you,
have some
Mark.
concluding remarks. So, yeah, thank you everybody for attending tonight. It's really, I've enjoyed it thoroughly, and I know the other organizers I've been talking to, the participating, we've all just really enjoyed this so much. And it's like Steve says, when we meditate together collectively, it's like we're all drops in the same ocean. And really, thank you so much for increasing the size of that ocean. We're really enjoying it, and we hope you are too. So thank you for coming this evening. Please join us tomorrow night, and we will be playing some music. If you want to just sort of wind down with this and listen to some music or call it a night. I think there's also still some people in the breakout rooms. If you have some last minute questions or would like some attention, please feel free to join one of the breakout rooms. So thank you very much, and we hope to see you tomorrow night.